Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the tolerant left. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about President Barack Obama's former National Security Council advisor, Stuart Seldowitz, being arrested on hate crime charges in New York City after harassing not only an Arab person at a random halal food truck, but also a Russian person. Now, do I think he should be locked up for saying words that are unpleasant? I don't think so. Now, at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and cry tears for him. I'm not going to say free Stuart, because I can guarantee with almost 100% certainty that if the shoe was on the other foot and I was being accused of a thing like this and they locked me up on hate crime charges in New York City, Mr. Seldowitz would not be trying to say free ABL, all right? But that's a different story, and I digress. Before we go too far into the story, let's take a peek at what he was talking about. If you want to see this footage without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
How does it feel to be a criminal? You're not answering my question.
Now, this particular footage right here, he's harassing the Russian person, because remember, Russia, they're the enemy. So I guess in his mind, if he sees a guy that sounds like he might be a Vladimir or something like that, he has to harass him, right? We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later.
Really? Okay, go, yeah.
And to the Egyptian, the Mukhabarat wants your picture.
Okay, yalla, go.
Yeah? You know the Mukhabarat? The Mukhabarat.
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
I just speak English.
No?
Yeah, go,
The
yalla.
Mukhabarat in Egypt will get your parents.
Go.
Does your
yeah.
father like his fingernails? They'll take them out one by one.
يلا روح منين يلا go.
Why should I go? Why should I go? Tell me why I should go. I'm standing here. I'm an American. I have free. It's a free country. It's not like Egypt.
What are you doing, sir? Like, what are you doing? You thought you could take this guy's picture, maybe videotape him, and it might help you? Obviously, it did not help you. So I don't know what you're doing.
Just smile for me. Did you your daughter like Muhammad did? Did you your daughter like Muhammad?
I just speak English.
You only speak English?
No English, no.
You don't speak English?
Yes.
All right. Well, that just shows how ignorant you are. Because Muhammad was. It says in the Hadith, in your holy book.
Oh Muhammad.
What?
Oh Muhammad.
Muhammad, your prophet. You know who he is.
My prophet?
Yeah. He was Aisha. Does it say that in the Hadith or not? You know that?
I just speak English.
What?
No English.
You don't speak English? What do you speak?
My thing is, look, man, if I want to have a religious debate, we could talk about that at a separate time. I'm just trying to serve some food at this food truck. You know, I'm not trying to get into all this extra stuff. You're harassing me. Go over there. What are we talking about here? You want to have a political discussion, religious discussion, or whatever. I'm not quite sure what religion or race you are, Mr. Seldowitz, but we can talk about that as well. But not right now, okay? Go over there. I'm trying to sling this food. That's it.
What do you speak? You speak Arabic? The language of the Quran? The Holy Quran? That some people use as a toilet? What do you think of that? People who use the Quran as a toilet? Does it bother you?
Now, my question is, why was he even doing this? Was he drunk? Had he been drinking? Like, I don't understand why he would even go up to the guy and say all of that. It's like, what is your purpose? What are you even trying to accomplish? It was really weird. And here's my thing about it. Look, however you feel about people, that's your business. But if I'm not bothering you, I'm minding my business, leave me alone. Leave me alone. What are you coming up to me talking to me for? Now, if he was to get hurt out there in the street, then somebody would want to, oh, well, they shouldn't have done all that. Well, look, man, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Okay? Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. You come up to the wrong person, they could be having a bad day, or they might just be excited to go do something to somebody, and they might need that reason. They might need just one reason to go put you up under the ground, and then you gave them the reason. All right, now here's an article we're going to look at right quick from New York Post. You see what's going on. Ex-Obama aide Stuart Seldowitz charged with hate crime as New York City halal cart vendor says he wants to sue for hate speech and harassment, and he'll win. And again, I'm not necessarily fond of locking guys up for speech. That's not really a thing I advocate for, but I'm not going to cry tears for the guy. Because, I mean, why harass people? You putting yourself in this situation. I don't like bailing people out of situations where they shouldn't have been in to begin with. You know, like the guy's just selling some food. He's not talking to you. You come up to him and want to harass him. Same thing with the Russian guy. And you know what? A lot of people, I think, have been driven to this level of madness because of what they see on television. They see on TV all the time, Palestine bad, Israel good. And basically the message is Jews are good, Muslims are bad in many minds. I'm not saying that is the direct message, but it's interpreted like that. So then when you see a Muslim person, you want to harass them, and a Jewish person, you want to just give them, you know, put them on the pedestal. But really, these are people. You can have good, bad, and in between, regardless of what color, what race, religion, or whatever you identify with, or whatever you identify as. You know, so I don't condone the racism, the bigotry, or anything like that. And also with the Russian, just because as a country, we financially support Ukraine in the so-called war against Russia, which ain't nothing but us fighting Russia through a proxy called Ukraine. But just because we do that does not mean you could just go harass a random Russian guy on the street. But again, people's minds, it thinks like that. You know, they think Russia bad, Vladimir Putin bad, anything Iron Curtain, borscht, whatever they eat over there, snow fights, cold weather, all that's bad because we're fighting against Russia. This is really silly to think like that, but that's how a lot of minds operate. But for now, I digress. So we see what's going on. President Barack Obama's former National Security Council chief, not just advisor chief, Stuart Seldowitz, was arrested and charged with a hate crime Wednesday following a since viral incident in which he spewed an Islamic rant at a Big Apple halal cart vendor who told the Post he wants to sue over the disturbing ordeal. Mohammed Hussein, 24, said he was still shaken by his recent encounters with the 64-year-old ex-diplomat. And I think when it says encounters, plural, the guy come back to the same cart more than once. So it's like, what are you even doing? Why are you over here? I just don't understand. Are you drunk, on drugs? What is your purpose? Anyway, we'll keep on going. So 64-year-old ex-diplomat who was caught on camera repeatedly harassing the vendor while he manned the Q Halal carts grilled on the Upper East Side. Yes, of course, Hussein said if he wants to slap Seldowitz with a lawsuit. We want to sue him for harassment and hate speech. His boss and cart owner, Islam Mustafa, added, I consider this hate speech, not freedom of speech. Seldowitz is taken into custody at the NYPD's 19th precinct on the Upper East Side later Wednesday. He was charged with an aggravated harassment, hate crime stalking with the intent to cause fear, and stalking at employment. Well, the stalking thing, I kind of understand because you went back to the same place over and over again to harass him. So it's like, well, what do you do? Okay, you keep coming to my job over and over to harass me after I say, please leave, or please leave. So, I mean, how do you stop that from happening? I could take out a restraining order. I can call the police. Like, what do I do? And that's him right there. Okay. And then now for our videos filmed earlier this month, Seldowitz can be seen unleashing a torrent of abuse at Hussein, including calling him a terrorist and asking at one point, did you X, Y, Z, your daughter like Muhammad, like we heard earlier. Okay. So that's them in the food truck, just minding their business. It's like, my man, I'm just trying to cook food and make money. Like, what are you doing coming up to me? You want to be a real beat man? How about you go put on the IDF uniform? Are you also an Israeli citizen, Mr. Seldowitz? Go fight over there. And if you get deleted in the process, oh well, right? Same thing, Ukraine. You are such a big bad guy against the Russian Federation and you want to help Ukraine, go over there and fight for them. The same way Malcolm Nance did, but rather than what Malcolm Nance did, which is just pretty much be on the sideline, being a so-called journalist, get out there in the field and really put the pedal to the metal. And if you get deleted in the process, oh well, slap Ukraine here, right? But I digress. Now, the guy, Seldowitz, issued a weak apology talking about, I wish it didn't happen, all this and that and the third. It was a mess. Let me see if I can find it right here. I'm not seeing anything here. But yeah. See, look, he came back. See, it's a separate video. The one I showed you was different in this one. And the other one he had on the hoodie. And it was at nighttime. Here he is in the daytime. It's like, why you keep coming back here? And I think this is another one. So he had came to the same place repeatedly, over and over again. There he is flashing the Israeli flag. So he's probably an Israeli citizen, I would imagine. Okay. I definitely would imagine he's an Israeli or just a guy that supports Israel blindly to the point of harassing others. I will link to this particular article and the video in the description so you can see it for yourself. But that's that on that. Again, this guy was Barack Obama's former National Security Council chief, Stuart Seldowitz, getting arrested on hate crime charges for harassing a halal cart vendor in New York City. Over and over again, not just one incident, coming up to the cart, acting the fool repeatedly. So at a certain point, hey, you get what you deserve. You keep harassing people, messing with them. I have no sympathy for you when you get locked up, when you get hemmed up. You brought it on yourself. And I'm sure if the shoe was on the other foot and it was a guy like me getting locked up for this, he would support it 100%. So, hey, man, you made your bed. Now you got to lie in it. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on this guy, Stuart Seldowitz, getting locked up on hate crime charges? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Look, you might not like what's happening over in Israel. You might be against what Israel's doing. You might be against what Palestine's doing. You might be somewhere in the middle. And over in Europe, you might be against what Russia's doing. You might be against what Ukraine is doing. But that doesn't give you the right to harass a random Ukrainian or Russian or Israeli or Jewish person or Arab or Palestinian. Like, what are you doing? Why would you do something like that? You can have an opinion on foreign conflicts without outright attacking or harassing people you think come from those places. This is just straight up bigotry, racism, and hateful. As simple as that. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.